Hi, my name is Nacho, welcome back to the channel. And a throwback to one of the first videos I ever made that got some decent views, The Rings of Bezos, with a thumbnail that took me like 10 minutes to make, some of my best work right there. It has been a massive learning journey for me as a YouTuber, and the show that set the shitposting machine in motion is back, after killing a horse and setting fire to a warehouse. The Rings of Power. You see, I fucking hate this show. It is an insult to the memory of one of the greatest storytellers in history, and a living reminder that we as a society are regressing, both spiritually and mentally.
It's gonna be so amazing. I also want to say representative, more diversity. Diversity. Tolkien's work was always about being inclusive, representation, much more diversity.
There are not many women in it. More female representation. I wasn't represented, like queerness wasn't represented.
They're gay, I get it.
There's a visceral feeling I get when I remember myself sitting through hours of what felt like having a front row seat in the torture scene of A Clockwork Orange.
Stop it, please, I beg you!
Weird movie, cult classic. You should watch it. But after a long, prolonged silence that should have stayed that way, the creature the dwarves should have been more wary about after digging so deep has awakened. No, I'm not talking about Disa, that would be an insult to the creatures. I'm talking about the Twitter Rings of Power fandom. You see, these rotten brain zombies that for some reason think this show deserves anything, will defend it against the bigots that are trying to tell them the truth, that this show hijacked Lord of the Rings and made it into the epitome of what is woke. Now in a close race with Doctor Who. Man, those guys are really making an effort to piss on their own tea. This fandom will go to extreme lengths to defend this show, posting things like, oh, Arondir is the best elf in Tolkien's work. Arondir isn't even the best elf in this show, and the bar is set extremely low. If you don't remember, after the nuclear fart cloud that was the show went off and the polluted woke dust settled, the true numbers were revealed, confirming that only a third of its audience finished the entire thing. Much like the Marbles, the people that this show was targeted for, the lovers of diversity and inclusivity, failed to show up at the gates. Where were the wokies when the Westfold fell? They were watching House of the Dragon.
Very excited after watching that.
Which is better, House of the Dragon or Rings of Power? Well, I haven't watched Rings of Power yet because I'm going to binge it. And House of the Dragon started first, so I was already taken, so I don't know. But so far, House of the Dragon's really good, so...
Now, as the branded few that actually watched the whole thing, I feel like it's my duty again to stand in front of the fire and review this pile of ash that used to be $1 billion, almost half of which was used just for season 1, which for comparison would have been enough to make Godzilla -1 33 times. Just reminding you that you got 4 more seasons left in your contract, fellas, and lady. But for now, the teaser trailer of this show is up, and I wrote this script before they uploaded it to make up some time, but I'm guessing the comment section and the dislike ratio is already pretty epic. So let me go ahead and do a foreshadowing laughter.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
An evil, ancient and powerful has returned.
Somehow?
Somehow Sauron returned.
Prepare yourselves.
It's incredible to me how a show that's so expensive manages to look so cheap. Also, we got Asian elves now. Well done, Amazon, that's another box you can tick. You guys are on fire.
He worms his way inside your mind.
The question is, would Galadriel still love Halbrand if he turns into a worm?
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Welcome to the party, pal. Yes, the Lord of Gifts, the Master of Disguise, the most beautiful amongst all elves, and the embodiment of the one thing men should fear more than anything: male pattern baldness. We are only a third of the way in, by the way, and I haven't even gotten to the costume design.
Every soul.
Oh look, it's Captain Hey-Ho, the only other fucking role this lady has held for more than 1 episode in her entire career. I can't wait for the interviews of herself saying how much she matters.
Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril.
Yes, because of the showrunners. That's going on the thumbnail. Why do they insist on making Morphid scream? She's an ugly screamer. We are already struggling to like her. It's called diversity, you bigots. Why did he jump off like that? Is that meant to be a surprise attack? Because He landed with his back facing the enemy. They had to cut for him to look forward. Is that meant to look cool? Well, at least they have Elrond doing something this time. And if you think for a second, oh, that armor looks alright, they actually listen. Let me remind you that this show's budget is $1 billion, and these armors look objectively worse than George Clooney in a Nescafe ad. This dude's from a French comedy show called Camelot with 2 A's and 2 T's. This guy, oh, which movie is he from? None. He's the director of Larian Studios, the people who made Baldur's Gate. He just likes dressing in suits of armor. I don't even have to mention the original trilogy. No, he's not. That's just Halbrand wearing a wig. Look at his forehead. Plus, where are we? Didn't he already make the trip to Mordor? Why did he come back? Is that a flashback or a flash forward? Why can't he control ice all of a sudden? What is he? An Omega level mutant? Did I miss a chapter in the books? Is this even from the book? Where do these people get their shit from anymore? Fuck this show. I'm not gonna try to make sense of it, because it doesn't make sense. It is a corpo cash grab that fails to do exactly that, because it fucking sucks. There's also a behind the scenes from the trailer. I'm expecting them to make a lot of this, to be honest. And it looks like every other behind the scenes from this godforsaken show, no one seems to be particularly excited to be there, especially the chick that plays Nori. You see, they pulled a sneaky on all of us because they didn't show the one thing that this show managed to make that's objectively the worst thing they've ever done, which is the Harfoots, because they know that would have tripled the amount of dislikes this trailer received. But it's not like it's the worst thing of the show, just top 3, barely above Disa singing, which he does, again, and I'm already hating myself for having to watch this.
Wonderful things to do. We kind of touched on it and teased on it in season 1. This time you will see us in all our glory.
Told you. $1 billion. $1 billion. All the resources and the freedom in the world to do whatever you want with one of the most lore-rich stories in the history of mankind, and Celebrimbor still using the same green tunic he used in the entirety of last season. Motherfucker!
There's a lot of danger, a lot of excitement, but we're back in Middle-earth.
Unfortunately, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they were thinking. They stayed radio silent for almost 2 years, and they expect people to forget season 1 happened? I mean, I wish, but with the woke movement still around and all the loser writers and producers Hollywood should have fired 5 years ago still working, no one can forget the epitome of Mary Sue's, the wokest of the woke, Galadriel, and her merry band of soy boys. The ratio is growing by the minute. It's probably gonna surpass the Acolyte, and I wasn't wrong about the comments. I think he has been here all along. Maybe the real Sauron were the friends we made along the way. Wigs became legends, wigs became a myth, and for 2,500 years the wigs passed out of all knowledge.
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
I could go on all day, but I'm just glad everyone agreed that that wig is the one good thing this trailer has. I am morbidly curious to see what will happen next, and to see the articles that say that the fan backlash against the trailer is a sign of bigotry, because they will do that. They will do it again, because these people never learn. They refuse to learn. They are too blinded by their ideologies and agendas, and too hungry for that DEI money, and we will never stop making fun of them, because they are hilariously terrible at their jobs. But if you watched this far into the video, leave us a like. Let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite part of that trailer. Mine was when Galadriel said that Sauron was wearing wigs in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching rings right before she died, and then turned Mordor into an ice skating rink. Probably for the musical numbers. I'm sure there'll be one. But as always, I've been Nacho. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.